Welcome to another AQ World video. I'm Gold Raven, and this one is on how to increase your FPS and reduce lag in AQ Worlds. If you want to check to see what your FPS is, you can just type in FPS in the advanced settings, and you're going to see display right there. So right above, you'll see your FPS. Now, I will tell you this, the FPS does not go above 24. 24 is the cap. So if you have 24 FPS, you're actually running at a really good frame rate. So don't worry about trying to improve it if you are running at that. Also, it really doesn't matter what device you have. You can have a really high-end device and still lag really bad on AQ Worlds because it is built in Flash. You might hear other people saying you can use a third-party program in order to increase your FPS to 60. That is actually not true. It doesn't increase the FPS to 60. All it does is speeds up the animation to make it appear like you're running at 60 FPS. Running a third-party program on AQ Worlds is not recommended, however, as it will get you banned. Not to mention you're leaving your account open to be stolen. Starting with the basics. Now, I try to run it on medium because it's not too crappy looking, but it's also not super high. And of course, on high, you will see things are just a little bit more clean and whatnot. When you have it on medium, it's not as clean. And then when you have it on low, it just looks really bad. But that is the first step. Then you've got in your gameplay different ways you can reduce. So you can turn your pet off. You could either have it showing your pet or you can have it off, which will reduce. Hiding the other players, you'd put that to yes. The showing helmet, you can have this on or you can turn this off. It really is up to you. Me, I prefer seeing my helmet, so I leave it on. Showing my cloak, same thing, I leave mine on. However, if you find that it is causing more, like the more things you have to load onto the screen, the more things that are visually on the screen, the more it's going to lag. So if you really want to reduce it all, you would probably want to hide those. Then you've got hide other cloaks. I have mine on. If you put it off, you're going to have other people's cloaks being visible. And then animations, I have mine off because leaving it on will increase the lag. So in the advanced options, you're going to have a ton of options in here that will help reduce the lag. Disabling the damage numbers, you can put this on. You can also disable the damage strobe. Turn that on. Disable the monster animations. Now, I will warn you, this is really going to affect what the game looks like, you know, when you're actually playing through it. It really changes it because it's just feeling so much less immersive, but it is essential when you're really wanting less lag, because with all that lag, it's just not worth it. I have the quest pop-up disabled because otherwise it pops up really slow. Disable the self animations. Now, you could have this on. However, I like seeing myself attack. However, if you don't want to see yourself attack because it does increase the lag, you can turn that on. But me, I personally leave that off. Disable skill animations. I have that on. Show your skill animations only. You can toggle this if you're willing to put up with the extra lag it does give. But if you are trying to reduce lag, all of these steps will definitely help. To disable your weapon animations, I have this on because unfortunately weapon animations does definitely affect it. However, I did keep my weapon animation on because I really love the weapon animation. So I thought if I can see my own, but if you really want to reduce it, you can turn that off. Freeze and lock monster positions, I have this on. And the reason why is because the monster, regardless of how many people are in the lobby pulling that monster hither and yon, you will be able to attack the monster. Even if you're lagging, you can just go right to the monster. It's not going to be moving. It's going to stay in its position. Definitely helpful. This one here, hide ground items. And this one here, you would want this on. If you want to show your own ground item, you could just put yours on, but keep this on as well because that will be increasing the performance. You've got the hide healing bubbles, and this is for when you're doing the heals. You would probably want to have that on because that is going to be helping. Hiding player names. This is also another thing right here, is to hide the player names. Now I'm going to be keeping mine off, but you might want to have yours on. A big issue is actually seeing people, like visually seeing the people. This is a big thing right here. Or when you're trying to click on something in the map, but there's people in front of it, makes it difficult. So you can just completely hide them, and this will also improve your performance. So having this on is essential, especially if you're in on a lower end device. This would really help. But you can show the name tags that would show that they are present in the area, or you could show the shadows if you wanted that extra bit. Now I have shadows off and the name tags off, but I don't have hide players on. So hide UI, this is another one. I leave mine. I like seeing my UI, so I leave it on. And invisible monsters. Now this makes it a little bit difficult. You can still see them because of their shadows and stuff, but if you really have a performance issue, then you might want to put that on. The last two, smooth background, and this improves the quality of the background, makes it a little bit less pixely. You can have this on, however, this does affect performance. And then last is the static player art, and I love seeing the animations and stuff, but unfortunately it does cause lag. So I have my player art turned on, so that this is going to be improving my performance. With those settings in place, you should notice a difference in your thing. Now you're going to notice, just from me running, you're going to notice this dropping just from the animation of me running. Like, look at that drop. It goes all the way down to 14, and depending on where I'm in, it can drop even lower. I want to give you guys an example of what it looks like when you're in a combat related situation. So I'm in the Ice Storm Arena, and you can see these guys right here, they're static. There's no animation on these guys, and I am not seeing their attack thing. When they move, you can see the animation of them moving, but you don't see the attack animation. Now I have my attack animation on, so that you can actually see it. That way I actually know I'm attacking. But you don't see the damage strobes. You don't see the numbers popping up, the damage numbers, which is actually unfortunate for me. I'm probably going to turn mine on, as I really do like seeing the damage numbers. So I will likely turn that one back on. But and these things are not moving. I have it set so they are frozen in their area. So this really does help improve performance, as without the monsters moving around and with the animations off and stuff, you're not having as much lag. Now before this, I would be well under 10 frames per second, but even when I'm fighting, I'm still getting 20. I am dropping down to like 14 in some of the stuff, but considering on the whole I'm sticking around the 20 mark, you know, between the 15 and 20 mark, that's not bad for my device. Now, I have an AMD Ryzen 5's 2600 6-core processor running at 3.40 gigahertz. I've also got 16 gigs of RAM. So my device certainly isn't high-end, but I'm able to run games like Halo Infinite on high graphics with zero lag. For the set of the day, I'm going with this one right here. This is the Doom set from 𝐑𝐞𝐝. Looks amazing. That is it for this video. Hope these tips helped you guys out. Thanks for watching, and keep those swords swinging.